because what I've been noticing is your girl Perry. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Krista, and on this channel I talk all things life abroad and midlife. Today we're going to be diving into the midlife side of things as I'm officially in my 5 to 50 countdown. And what that means is as of November the 14th, I have 5 months until my 50th birthday. So today we're talking about the things that I'm locking in on as I prepare for this milestone birthday. I am coming to you from my building rooftop post workout. Since I'm going to be talking about healthy habits, I figured let me just go ahead and do this up here, change of atmosphere. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I'm really locking in on is a good nighttime routine for the best sleep hygiene possible. Now, I have always been a good sleeper. However, your girl Perry, aka perimenopause, has definitely changed that up for me a bit, and sleep has been disrupted. I will say that it's not all of the time, thankfully, but it's definitely different from what I'm used to experiencing. And so setting myself up with a really good night routine has helped me in that transition. That means that I am definitely going to bed no later than 10:30, somewhere between 9:30 and 10:30 p.m. so that I can get up early and do my morning routine, which I'll get to in a minute. But that also means that I am stopping my meals earlier in the evening. Really, I've been trying to be intentional about not eating after 7:30 p.m. in order to do that so that I have enough time to digest my food a good at least 2 hours or more before I lay down to sleep. Because what I've been noticing, as your girl Perry, nightly, I will definitely wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning and either with having to use the restroom or with a hot flash. And so, since I know that my sleep is a little bit disrupted, I like to get in bed early enough to get some good hours in. I know I'm going to likely have that wake up call. And then usually I'll drift back to sleep. Well, not usually, I do drift back to sleep. And another part of the sleep hygiene that I have been doing in these sleep disturbances is that instead of turning on the TV, which when this first started happening, I would do that. I would turn on the TV in order to try to drift back to sleep. I literally just lie there in the dark, do some breathing and just or meditate or whatever in order for myself to naturally fall back to sleep, allowing my body to do what it needs to do and then just ease itself back to sleep. Another thing is being very intentional as well about my morning routine. I am an early riser. I always have been, and lately that has just continued to be my thing where I'm doing my workouts early in the morning. And so that does mean for me usually a 5:30 a.m. wake up call because I want to be able to ease into my day. And that means giving myself time to do my meditation and prayer, journal if I want to, read if I want to, and watch something inspirational or educational in the morning. The journaling and the reading have not implemented consistently as of yet in terms of like my morning routine, but I do believe that I'm going to start giving myself more time to do that as well. But definitely my meditation, my prayer, watching something inspirational, educational is part of my morning routine, as well as fueling and eating something before I go to the gym. Let me tell y'all, for years, I have been someone that would do fasted workouts, and I have recently learned that that is definitely not something that we should be doing, especially as women. I will talk more about that in future videos. And even on the mornings, if I'm not doing a traditional strength training workout, I will make sure that I'm eating within an hour of waking up so that I am fueled properly before I go and do my workout. I've always worked out, I've been active pretty much all of my life, and strength training has been a part of my life for since I was 19. I'm also going to do another video on that at another time. But in addition to my strength training, one thing that I have re-implemented is making sure that I get out for a walk every single day. Earlier in the summer, I was saying that I was going to try to do at least 3 days a week where I am doing 10,000 steps and like speed walking and getting my 10,000 steps in. My schedule is different every single day. And sometimes I have the time in order to put that in, sometimes I don't. So I've eased up on that a bit and just told myself that every day I'm doing some sort of walking. Living in Mexico City, I'm walking all the time anyway, but being intentional and making sure that I'm getting up, even if it's walking around the block a couple of times, that I'm getting in a walk every single day. Also, making sure that I am hydrating properly. I would say I'm probably like a C plus most of the time when it comes to getting in enough water. My aim is always to get half my body weight in ounces of water in each day. Also, limiting my social media. I'm trying my best to take care of like my nervous system and my cortisol levels not spiking with all the news and information we're inundated with every day. Being very mindful and intentional of social media and even news that I'm consuming. I will always be someone that is informed and knowing what's going on in the world. I believe that it's very important that we are intentional about how our nervous system is so affected by all of the information that is coming to us all at once. So I told myself as far as social media is concerned that no social media after 7:30 p.m. and one day a week I am not on social media at all. And a couple months ago I did that where I did not get on social media at all in one day and it was bliss, and I was like, I need to do this more often. And then of course I fell back into the habit of just not doing that, but I'm really back in it now. As a matter of fact, last night I was getting ready to check something on social media and it was 8 o'clock. I immediately stopped myself, said nope, no social media after 7:30, because part of the nighttime routine of preparing myself for sleep, being inundated with all these images and all these things is not a good way to set yourself up to wind down. It's too much stimulation. So those are just a few of the things that I'm doing in my 5 to 50. I will be talking a little bit more about this in future videos, in particular around the fitness piece. As someone who was a certified personal trainer for over 10 years, I have a lot of information and knowledge, of course, about personal training, strength training. And I recently learned quite a bit of new information about how I should be training myself now in midlife. As I've been implementing it, I feel the difference in my body. I done a poll over my Instagram asking people if they would be interested in me showing some of my workouts, and overwhelmingly people said yes. If that is something that you are also interested in, please let me know in the comments. Bear with me, it's going to take some time to kind of set that up. I'm also going to have to get someone to film me, but I do intend to insert more of that here just so you can see how I'm moving, why the switch, why I'm moving differently now in midlife. Those are some of my habits and some of the things that I'm implementing. And I will say that I have generally been someone that's been very intentional about my health and wellness, how I'm feeling, how I'm moving. However, I'm being even more intentional now as someone who is in midlife, who's in perimenopause, about to be 50. I want to be even more mindful about these practices. So let me know in the comments if any of this resonated with you, if you are preparing for a milestone, what are some of the things that you're doing or wanting to implement? Also, if you are looking for someone to be your coach or your guide or help to be accountability, that is what I do in my behavior change coaching practice. I take on clients and help them to establish and maintain healthy habits, healthy lifestyle. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to hit me up and we'll see if it's a fit for us to work together. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share far and wide. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.